Tonight on CTV3 News, the North records 2 fatal road traffic accidents, one in Corozal and the second in Orange Walk. Man survives high-tension electric shock at Corozal construction site. Dr. Leroy Almendarez steps down as CEO of the Social Security Board. And the Belize Police Department dismisses officer after fatally shooting of Governor General's dog. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, January 30th, 2025.
The New World screwworm is a serious threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and even humans. It begins when a female fly lays her eggs in a wound or mucous membranes of a live, warm-blooded animal. These eggs hatch into larvae that burrow into the flesh and feed on living tissue, causing severe damage if left untreated.
Monitoring your animals regularly is key. Check your livestock and pets for any wounds. No matter how small, even something as tiny as a tick bite can attract New World screwworm flies.
Clean and treat all wounds immediately. Keep them covered and monitor them for any signs of infection or larva.
Prepárate para la acción de la Premier League en la aplicación Max, disponible a través de Centar. No te pierdas ningún gol. Vive cada partido. Sumérgete en profundidad, entrevistas a jugadores y análisis de expertos. Disfruta del deporte en cualquier momento y en cualquier lugar con la aplicación Max. Para más información, llama al 380-0101.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. Last night, tragedy struck the Altamira area of Corozal town as a road traffic accident took the life of 22-year-old Devon Jorge Chablé. As the Corozal police continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident, details are slowly emerging that paint a complex picture of the events leading to the young man's untimely death. Witnesses reported a high-speed chase moments before the accident occurred. Footage shown to CTV3 News shows Chablé riding his bicycle along the street where he made a sharp 90-degree turn right in front of the neighbor's store outlet. Seconds later, a pickup truck following closely behind attempted to navigate the same turn, resulting in a violent collision. Eyewitnesses describe a loud bang, prompting neighbors to rush outside to see what had happened. Upon their arrival, they discovered Chablé lying in a pool of blood with his bicycle overturned nearby. Disturbingly, his cell phone lay several feet away, still ringing. One witness recounted that the caller ID displayed the name Mom. Emergency responders arrived quickly and transported Chablé to the Corozal Community Hospital, but tragically he succumbed to his injuries en route. Chablé had only arrived in Corozal 2 days prior to attending his grandfather's wake. Friends and family are left in disbelief as they mourn the unexpected loss. Death came knocking at his door, expressed one family friend. According to multiple sources, police are currently searching for an individual they believe can provide valuable insight into the investigation. As the community grapples with the shocking event, the Chablé family has requested privacy during this painful time and declined interviews. Chablé had resided in San Pedro for the past 12 years. A 17-year-old miner from the community of Blue Creek here in the Orange Walk district lost his life on Tuesday following a road traffic accident. According to reports, 17-year-old Justin Rempel was driving a black and blue Yamaha brand dirt bike without license plate on Tuesday night. The miner was reportedly racing on the road along with another male individual who was on a separate motorbike. While driving on the San Felipe Road towards Blue Creek, the two miners collided with each other, causing them both to be thrown from the motorcycles and onto the road. Justin received severe head and body injuries, while the second minor received injuries to one of his legs. Justin was rushed to the Northern Regional Hospital by the Blue Creek ambulance personnel. However, he was pronounced dead shortly before 10 p.m. while receiving treatment. The body of Justin Mark Rempel now lies at the Northern Regional Hospital morgue and waits for a post-mortem examination. Matter is under investigation by Corporal Cobarrovias. A construction worker is lucky to be alive after a dramatic electric mishap at the Joseito layout in Corozal this morning. According to reports, workers were diligently engaged in construction duties at the entrance of the layout when the mishap occurred. Eliel Yam, a villager from San Joaquin, was working on the second floor of the building when his leveler unexpectedly made contact with a high-tension wire. Workers described the moment of the incident as terrifying. "We were just doing our normal work routine when we heard a loud bang. In an instant, our colleague was in danger," stated Sergio Villanueva, who was present at the scene. Following the explosion, workers immediately checked on Yam, only to discover him unconscious and electrocuted. Emergency services were swiftly alerted and Yam was transported to the Corozal Community Hospital for urgent medical attention. Authorities have confirmed that he sustained severe burns to his chest area, but is currently in a stable condition. The Belize Police Department has dismissed one of its officers following an incident involving the shooting of a dog belonging to the Governor General. The incident occurred at the Governor General's residence where the officer was stationed. According to reports, the dog was exhibiting aggressive behavior at the time of the incident. However, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams provided a different narrative, stating that the officer's life was not threatened by the animal. The case subsequently went before a tribunal, which concluded with the officer's termination from the police force.
As I've said before that in other interviews, we really and truly do our best to hold officers accountable. And if we don't, you, the media, would be right up our ear, right? But we don't do it because we don't want you to be intrusive in us, right? We do it because it's the right thing to do. The public requires accountability from us. And that's why when people say that me as commissioner, I am too much in the media and this, that, I don't believe I'm in the media enough. Because as a public official, I am accountable to the public. And this is my way of accounting to the public in terms of what we do. So when it comes to police officers who commit these grave infractions, we have to do what is right. The matter went before a tribunal. The tribunal found him guilty. Dismissal was recommended, and I upheld the decision of the adjudicator. I believe that, and I'm sure that the public in a whole is going to agree, that if you have a policeman who deliberately follows a dog and shoot and kill the dog, something wrong with you.
But hadn't there been diary entries about this dog being a fierce little dog, and he tended to give the officers who served duty there, tended to give them trouble?
Even if that were the case, at the particular moment when the dog was shot, that was not the case.
Sir, but did you pay special attention to this case? Because it's a head of state, because we know that when the puppies were killed or the dog was shot, Nipsey was shot, not killed, and they shot one on Picksock Street. Those officers aren't dismissed, sir?
Again, Jules, you have to look at every situation based on the facts, the circumstances under which they occur. And in all the cases you mentioned just now, the circumstances are different.
Coming up next, Santa Clara resident missing for days. Family is concerned about his whereabouts. Stay tuned.
Keeping our beautiful town of Orange Walk clean is everyone's responsibility. Use sturdy bags, tie them securely, and avoid placing sharp objects inside. By properly bagging your garbage, you're not only making it easier for our sanitation workers, but also helping to prevent litter and keep our environment clean. Let's work together to make a difference. For large disposals, contact us for an evaluation.
A missing persons report has been issued tonight for Emeterio Morales, a villager from Santa Clara who was last seen on January 2nd, 2025. Morales was reportedly last seen wearing black long-sleeve shirt and black long trousers. He is described as being of mestizo descent with a clear complexion, weighing approximately 130 pounds and standing about 4 feet 3 inches tall. Friends and family are deeply concerned for his well-being and are urging anyone with information to come forward. Anyone who may have seen him or has any information is encouraged to contact the nearest police station. Additionally, Crime Stoppers Belize is available for anonymous tips at the hotline number 922. In a surprising turn of events, Dr. Leroy Almendarez has transitioned out of his role as Chief Executive Officer of the Social Security Board, SSB, of Belize, a position he held for less than a year. Dr. Almendarez took the helm at the SSB in August 2023 after serving as the Executive Director at the Belize Trade and Investment Development Service, Beltrade. The announcement of his departure leaves many speculating about his next career move, as no clear indications have been provided. The Social Security Board issued a press release on January 30, 2025, confirming the leadership change. Jerome Palma has been appointed as the acting Chief Executive Officer, stepping in during this transitional phase for the organization. In the release, Dr. Almendarez expressed pride in his time at the SSB, stating, "To play a leadership role at the Social Security Board, an organization that embeds social protection to the people of Belize, was a pleasure and something I embrace with vigor." His commitment to enhancing social protection and services during his tenure was widely acknowledged by peers and community members alike. Jerome Palma now faces the challenge of navigating the board through this period of change and ensuring the continuation of essential services that support the people of Belize. Statistics for 2024 showed that a large majority of the traffic accidents recorded across the country were those involving a motorcycle. For several months, the pertinent authorities, including the Police Department and Department of Transport, have been doing their part to educate the general public of the rules and regulations surrounding motorcycles, electric scooters, and other similar vehicles. Today, the traffic manager for the Orange Walk Municipal Traffic Authority, Dorita Burgos, visited our morning show to share some of the most common infractions being committed by motorcycle drivers, which the department has been more seriously enforcing. One major challenge which the department has been facing is the increased number of motorcycle drivers who modify their vehicle exhaust, which causes excessive noise within the municipality.
Okay, I know people are complaining about it, and it is a nuisance. The law clearly says that you are not to put a vehicle on any public road without it having a silencer on that exhaust so that the noise level is minimal, right? I don't know where, especially the motorcycle drivers, where they got that it's cool to go around waking up the dead. It's very inconsiderate. I think it's getting to the point where maybe your neighbor needs to tell on you so that we know where you are. And no, we're not going to chase you to stop you, because they love doing that, right? But we have had complaints. I've had people visiting my office. I let them know that, first of all, these things happen after we've inspected those motorcycles, after we've told them you need to fix this. You can't get a license from this municipality, from this department, unless you fix that, that pipe, that exhaust pipe. And you would be amazed at the excuses we hear. The inspector would come to the office and say, Ms. Burgos, this person is claiming this, that, that. I would tell him, no. The law is the law, and we need to do our fair share to let people know that, yes, we're curbing that, that offense. The thing is that when they go fix the muffler, they come back, we grant them license, they go right back and they remove it. I think the mechanics as well and the welders.
Another major issue seen constantly here in our community, according to Burgos, is motorcycle drivers who are keen on breaking the rules of the roads as it relates to helmets and excessive passengers. These practices, according to Burgos, can lead to serious accidents and even death. And so residents are advised to take precaution and do the right thing.
Last year, we started going after people to encourage them to use the correct helmet, which should be the one with a shield. If you happen to have what we call the turtle helmets, get goggles. Okay. And that's for your safety, because on a motorcycle, if you don't protect your eyes with shades or goggles, something will get into it. You will not be able to control your cycle. You will cause an accident, right? So the law affords you to get goggles if you can't afford a proper helmet that has a shield.
These offenses carry monetary fine, which offenders are mandated to pay or risk court action against them. As we mentioned earlier in the newscast, the Orange Walk Municipal Traffic Authority has been cracking down on traffic infractions, particularly involving motorcycle drivers within the municipality. Now, while there are some infractions which are more common, Traffic Manager Dorita Burgos today also shared some of the more infrequent infractions which may lead you to getting a hefty fine if you were caught committing any of them.
The more modern vehicles do come with those, and I think that's why people with older models want to use that as an excuse to change their ones and attach the brighter ones, right? With cycles, a motorcycle should have the front lamp, the brakes light, and the signal lights front and back. That's it. That is what comes out from the factory. The law clearly says that, what are authorized lamps or lights.
One of the newer trends for motorcycle drivers, according to Burgos, is the addition of motorcycle covers, which drivers place under motorbikes with the intention of shielding them from the sun or rain. Now, while this practice may seem harmless, Burgos says it is more dangerous than you can imagine.
The covers. On my way here, I came across a young lady pulling over on Arthur Street. And she had one similar to that one on the screen. And so I pulled over, I called her to come to me, and I told her, Miss, what you have on that motorcycle is not authorized. That didn't come like that from the factory. Right. You took the liberty of attaching something that is dangerous. I asked her, what would happen if all of a sudden you're driving, a strong breeze happens to, to blow at that time? The thing is removed from where you have it attached. That's a piece of string that is attached to the handle of the cycle, and that whole thing blows behind you, and right behind you there's a vehicle. That thing slams on the windshield. The driver, instead of applying the brakes, accelerates, knocks you over, runs you over, and runs God knows who else over.
Residents are also reminded that electric scooters and cargo scooters also carry specific rules which drivers are mandated to follow.
The cargo bikes. Right. Again, the word clearly says cargo, right? Those have black plates because Those come from the factory like that for a purpose. I've seen people transporting others on those, like taxi. That's illegal. That's illegal. You will be pulled over. You will pay the penalty for those.
So, meaning we should not have anybody.
The title clearly says seating capacity 1.
So that's for the driver only.
Only. No person should be at the back there.
That's
for
for you
goods.
to go do your shopping, and then you can put your stuff in there,
Your
move
dog
something
food,
around.
your sack
your
of flour,
gallon,
your
of
water. Some companies use it for delivery. I've seen water, I've seen other stuff, you know. But that's for goods, not for people, not for you to take your family to Paseo on Sunday. Yes, we have been at the municipality. However, we ask that when they bring those, that they also meet the same requirements of a motorcycle, meaning they have to have the side mirrors, they have to have lights, and that includes signal lights, right? So we inspect all of that. If you don't have it, we don't grant you the license. You, as a operator of that electric scooter, must also have Class D on your driver license. If you don't have it, then neither will the insurance company want to insure it, and we won't issue you the certificate for that particular electric scooter, which is a motorcycle so far by law.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And that has an infraction too?
Yeah, it falls under the same motorcycle regulations, where you have to wear a helmet. It has to be the correct helmet. And you can see some of them are built only for 1 passenger.
Right.
If it has for 2, I don't know how you would fit someone at the back there.
But they will find a
I've
way.
seen.
They will find a way.
I've seen. So I want to make it clear to the public that once you buy one, you need a license, you need insurance, you need to wear a helmet. You cannot have excessive passengers more than what the law permits for those. No one should be telling you, no man, that don't need no license. Go ahead, don't put license. You will know police are impounding right now.
On Tuesday, the People's United Party announced that the area representative for Belize Rural North, Marconi Leal Sr., has stepped down and will no longer contest the next general elections. In a press release by the party's Secretary General, the party further details that Leal has stepped down to focus on personal matters. With Leal Sr. stepping down from the upcoming elections, today it was confirmed that his son, Marconi Leal Jr., is set to become the new standard bearer for the People's United Party PUP in Belize Rural North. In a statement issued today, the PUP confirmed that the Belize Rural North Executive Committee unanimously recommended Marconi Leal Jr. as the successor. This recommendation was ratified by the National Executive earlier today. A release from the executive adds, and we quote, "At today's meeting of the National Executive, this recommendation was formally ratified. Moving forward, the chairman of the Eastern Caucus will collaborate with the BRN Executive Committee to finalize arrangements and set the date for the official swearing in of Marconi Leal Jr. as the new standard bearer," end quote. And here is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Attention farmers! The New World Screwworm is a serious threat to livestock, pets, wildlife, and humans. It causes yield losses, damages the quality of meat and skins, and can even kill them if left untreated. Check your animals daily. If you see any wounds on them, treat them immediately. Prevention is key. Apply approved healing and fly repellents to the navel of newborn animals after dehorning, ear tagging, or any other practice that leaves wounds on your animals to ensure your animals' well-being. If you notice worms in unusual wounds, report them immediately. Call Baja at 824-4872 or text or WhatsApp 670-7003 or call your nearest Ministry of Agriculture office. And don't forget, never transport or receive animals with injuries. Together, we will prevent the spread of this dangerous disease. This message was brought to you by Baja, OIRSA, AICA, USDA, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise.
Since their launch in August of 2024, the Belize Enterprise Empowerment Project, better known as BEEP under Beltrade, have been working with entrepreneurs from across the country, and earlier this week, 29 of those businesses were awarded seed funding to help better their venture. Of those businesses, 14 were startup enterprises, while 15 of them were awarded under the export category. The BEEP program, according to Executive Director Narda Garcia, includes comprehensive training, allowing participants to touch base in areas of financial development, digital media marketing, and creating investment plans.
We had we met a $1 million in Beltrade that was not moving, and it was intended to give loan grants to small entrepreneurs. And it was not moving simply because the requirements at DFC at the time were a bit prohibitive for smaller entrepreneurs to fulfill. So we convinced with Dr. Almendares at the time at Beltrade to write CDF, the Caribbean Development Fund, and to convert this loan grant program to a grant program where people will feel more, it's easier for them to access a grant than a loan grant. But I felt that you don't give away money just to give away money. I said, okay, we're gonna give you the grant, but you have to attend sessions of financial literacy, marketing, and all these things. Be ready to either grow your business if you're a startup, small business, or if you're export ready, we allow our people to get you to be export ready. Take you through the process, take you through what all you have to do and how you have to get ready to export. So to me, the BEEP is a very comprehensive program that will give you, yes, seed money as a startup to grow, or as a maturing company, as we call, which will be the second phase, or as an export-ready company. And so we have people like Kaj Expressions, that is already a well-known business, but she now wants to make that jump into the world market, and she needs help. So we're helping her with seed money, but we're also helping her with marketing, using social media as a marketing tool, building her networks with other people, and that's exactly what BEEP is about.
To receive this seed funding needed to take these businesses to the next level, Executive Director of Beltrade, Ishmael Quiroz, explained that participants had to deliver compelling sales pitches, and the best among them were selected for this opportunity.
So this is the first seed capital ceremony under the Belize Enterprise Empowerment Project, and the journey has been really eye-opening. To see the interest, first of all, was incredible. As we mentioned, there were 279 applicants across the categories, and so it was a tough job to whittle it down to who, provided complete applications, and thereafter the progress was quite rigorous. Just looking at their concepts, understanding what it is that they are setting out to do. And then, of course, shortlisting and then signing up for the pitch segment. And so it has been inspirational. We've seen a variety of different ideas, and it just speaks to the creativity that exists in the Belizean entrepreneurial landscape. What's inspiring is the level of creatives that are actually putting forward ideas, women-led businesses putting forward ideas, and all in all, just new ideas, new things that don't even exist in the Belizean market as yet, or are just very nascent. And so that has been inspirational. It's been very tedious to have to spend many hours, going through the concepts, the proposals, and then fine-tuning and providing feedback. But it's been rewarding.
Among the 29 recipients in this program were various locals from the Orange Walk and Corozal districts. The successful entrepreneurs who were part of the program includes Pro Clean Belize from the community of Shaibe, Lo Nuestro from San Joaquin, Belize Black Soldier Farming from Copper Bank, Petal Paradise Nursery and Micro Farm from Orange Walk Town, Zero Belize from San Roman, and lastly, Reyes Organic Beauty from the community of Trial Farm here in Orange Walk. The Orange Walk Municipal Traffic Authority is also enforcing the seat belt regulations which was undertaken back in 2024. This regulation, according to Traffic Manager Dorita Burgos, applies to all vehicles, both personal and also cab drivers and their passengers. Failure to properly utilize seat belts can result in violation tickets.
The law has been there, updated and everything, and we did our campaign, as did National Transport, as did the police. Everybody knows that it is law. You need to click on that seat belt. Right. If you take a taxi, you need to ensure that your taxi cab has seat belts. One of the things that we do when taxi operators go to the office to get licensed, we inspect their vehicles, and the first thing that we check are the seat belts. We literally tug those. Inspection of taxi would be done either by myself or Ms. Sagera, the inspector. And we ensure that we pull hard on those seat belts. We've had one or two smart taxi drivers who just slap on that seat belt and to show that they have a seat belt, and when we pull it, it comes off. Right. So we've seen taxi that would not have any seat belt. We send them to go get and attach seat belts as per seating capacity, right? And so whenever we stop taxi and they're not wearing, neither the driver nor the passengers, we issue the ticket to the taxi driver. Private vehicles, good vehicles, we go after those. We have snap checks every now and then. We see them from a distance, we follow them, and we issue the tickets. So it's something that is ongoing, and it's something that people still need to learn to use. If you haven't, or you're still stubborn because you're set in your ways. Set in your ways will get you killed. Right?
Failure to have a sanctioned license plate in both motor vehicles and motorcycles is also an offense under the traffic regulations.
Just so everybody knows, we have plates. It is a responsibility. Yes, we pride ourselves with that. It is the responsibility of the owner of the vehicle, the registered owner, to go to the office and check, take a title. If you forgot to get your plates, I can't see and I can't understand why you didn't get your plates. Go get your plates. Sign out for your plates. Take your ID, take your title. We will issue your plates. Most cycles don't have plates. And again, I don't understand why. We have plates. There's a plate from 2 years ago that they haven't come in to pick up. And I don't know if they think we're a plate bank or something that will hold it for you, but that doesn't work like that. That's your responsibility. If your plate is faded, by the way, you have no authority to paint over it and pass it off as though it is still good. You need to go to the office, take your title, and pay for change of plates. Again, we have plates. It takes about, 30 minutes of your time, and you get plates. If you lost your plate, that's why your cycle doesn't have a plate, then again, go to the police, do a police report, and go to the office and apply for change of plates.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, January 31st, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.